Twitter just laid off 4,800. Facebook's done 11,000. By the time this video drops, I'll bet you some other person has done laid off a bunch of liberal white women.
Miss, are you okay?
I'm sorry. I'm not really used to bosses using trigger words like demanding and inspect and work.
You're probably sweating it big time right now. Big time. And many are wondering, what do I do now? I'm third generation roughneck. Believe me when I tell you I know about getting laid off. I know what it feels like to not know where your next paycheck's coming from. To wonder, where do I get diapers for my baby? How do I feed my family? What do I do next? I know all about that life. With the massive amount of student loan debt the tech people have, I couldn't imagine being in your situation. I couldn't imagine living in San Francisco with what, $10,000 a month rent and now being on the unemployment line? That shit's crazy. My heart goes out to you. Honestly, being from rural Texas, I don't even know what a Twitter employee does. I don't know what a Facebook employee does. How do those skills translate into another job? What else could you do? Barista at Starbucks?
I only got my wits out with this job.
NASA? I don't even think they're funding that anymore. You could go to work at SpaceX. That's right. That's not an option. If it was anybody else, I would say entrepreneurship, real estate, something along those lines. But there's no 4-hour work weeks out here in these streets. If you're looking for an instant replacement of income, plumbers make like $150 an hour. I know waiting around in other people's shit is probably beneath you, and getting paid to do it probably isn't that appealing. But let's face it, a small percentage of y'all have been paying for people to shit on you behind 7-Elevens, in the secret, in the dark alleys. Fetish stuff. What you really need is a job that's tied to basic human needs. Agriculture, mechanics, house builders, oil field jobs that create energy for turn the lights on like these beautiful lights we got here. You need a job that's tied to those basic needs. I know you're probably worried about the ESG score of the place you're going to go to work, and an agriculture job probably doesn't check that box for you. But let's face it, if you're a liberal white dude, you can't hire out for a company with a good ESG score anyways. What is ESG? Environmental, social, and governance. ESG is basically a social credit score for companies. If you're white and male and just got laid off from Twitter or Facebook, you're not going to get a job in tech anymore. You might as well move on to the blue-collar world. It wasn't too long ago, coal miners lost their job, and good old Joe Biden came up with a solution, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
And to get hot, I got hairy legs that turn, that turn.
No, not that one.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Not that one either.
Look, Pat, look, here's the deal.
No.
Anybody who could go down 300 to 3,000 feet in the mine, sure and hell can learn how to program as well.
There it is. That's the one.
Anybody who can throw coal into a furnace can learn how to program, for God's sake.
See, good old Joe said it best. You just need to learn the code. In this case, what he means is you need to go get a job that requires work and actually know how to work. Let's face it, if you are used to hard work, physical, manual labor, you're irreplaceable in any economy. Look at how many places have help wanted signs up. Why do they have help wanted signs up? Because nobody wants to do the work. Look at the essential workers that got to keep going during COVID. That's where you need to be looking. Why? They're essential. As a tech worker, you're pretty expendable. As the guy that's literally slaughtering our steaks so we can be fat and happy,
I've got more chins than a Chinese phone book.
that guy gets to keep going no matter what's going on in the world. If you don't have a job, your first job is to get a job. Guys, I'm going to let you know, I've been there. I've lived this life. Those that are willing to do the work will always find a job. Those that are a little bit timid, a little bit, what's the word? Entitled. You're going to sit on the sidelines. But don't let your savings run out. Don't get down to the last little bit of hope you got before you pick up and start passing that resume out. You should be submitting your resume to everything in the world. You should be trying to get a job wherever they're hiring. Because guys, I'm going to tell you, this is just the beginning. It's probably going to get worse. Don't be lazy when it comes to getting a job. Now that you're unemployed, your only job is to get a job. Look guys, if you're one of the tech people that's out there that really wants to do the actual work, if you've got systems, processes, skill sets that you think I don't have, which Most of you will, but you're willing to put in 80 hours a week, hit me up on roughnecktorealestate.com. We'll have a place for you in our organization, and even if we don't, we can probably help you get started in real estate. When I got laid off, it was the biggest blessing of my life, and it may be for you too. You might have been just doing the bare minimum to get by, but in this space, you can really excel and set your family up for long-term wealth. If you're already a real estate investor, need property management, need money, need banking relationships, I can help you out too. Hit up my website, hit me in the DMs. Remember guys, you don't have an expense problem, you have a revenue problem. You can always increase your revenue. You can't lower your expenses past zero. Roughneck2realestate.com. And ladies, you did get laid off from tech and you want that easy money, just remember it takes a lot of $6 butthole picks to make up for that $300,000 you lost.